They're saying, he didn't go for, I don't know how long it was, 10, 15 minutes, maybe more, without breathing. No oxygen and water in his lungs. And so they're saying, he's going to, have all these lists of things from brain damage to everything else. And by the time the paramedics got there, this little boy is just talking, and he's looking pretty normal. This girl has to leave and go back to the conference. Her mom stays to check out everything that's going. By the time they take him to the hospital, they check his blood oxygen levels, and he's got the right amount of oxygen in his blood like nothing ever happened to him. No side effects. No brain damage, nothing at all. Because someone went out and said, not on my watch. Could you imagine if she wasn't there? Or could you imagine if she just heard the screams and left? Or could you imagine if she went out and saw the problem and went, this is too big for me? Guess what? It's always too big for you. But it's never too big for Jesus. I want you to stand up right now. If you want to. If you want to. If this isn't for you, that's fine. But I want the real radicals to stand up. The ones that say, yeah. The ones that are saying, this is my life being explained right now. I don't care if you've never done this before. I don't care if you've tried and failed. I could tell you testimonies of friends of mine that have prayed for 1,000 people on the streets and never seen one thing happen, but they kept praying, and now they see some crazy, crazy stuff happen on the streets. I could tell you a story of Heidi Baker, who prayed for 1,000 blind eyes and never saw one open, and then all of a sudden, blind eyes started opening. You can hear story after story after story of revivalists who just pushed through. I'm not telling you to expect 1,000 people to not get healed when you start. I'm telling you, expect every single day, every single time you pray. You never know what happens. I've had friends that have prayed for people with HIV and left with nothing happening. They see them 2 years later and the person got healed, but they didn't know because they walked off and nothing had happened. But the next morning, the guy wakes up and his numbers were changing, and over 2 months, his HIV completely went away, and he got completely healed. I just want you to take this call with me. I want you to stand and give your heart fully to Him. That Holy Spirit, you would put me on like a glove. That God, you would release a cry in my heart that comes from a place of loving you, Jesus, where I'm crazy, crazy in love with you. That I would burn all the days of my life. And that wherever I go, people would feel the wake of love that comes off of my life because, God, you're with me. That you would take a pact that if you're on a campus, if there's other people here that are on your campus with you, that when you go back, your campus isn't going to be the same. That peer pressure will not hold you. That other people's ideas of who you are and what you should do won't hold you. When people try to remind you who you were last year, you show them who you are this year.